What's up, everybody? Welcome to Best Massage Tech, where today I'm taking a look at the mobility wall. So the mobility wall is a stand-up foam roller and trigger point tool that not only gets you off the ground and into an upright position to allow you to target your entire body, but it also allows you to do so through three-dimensional space. So unlike a standard foam roller where your range of motion can be really limited by the ground, this allows you to take a 360-degree dynamic approach to targeting every aspect of your body. So today I'll be taking a look at the mobility wall and the mobility wall Pro. I'll start by taking a look at what comes with each device out of the box, and then I'll talk about the setup and use of each of these tools. So I'll start by taking a look at the regular mobility wall, which out of the box does look like this. It does come fully assembled. You'll see the focal point of this device is the foam rollers themselves. These foam rollers are made out of a high density EVA foam. You'll see they've got a little bit of a comfort channel in them. You've got the mobility wall logo kind of etched into them. Both of these rollers are a smooth roller. They are free moving along a metal tension rod. This tension rod has some L brackets on either end. You've got the mobility wall logo. Inside there, you've got some rubber pads. This is what actually holds the device up in the door frame. Now in the center of both of these rollers, you also have a cam lock with a little bit of a U-shaped hole in it. That is for the trigger point ball, which also comes with it. The trigger point ball looks like this. It is a hard plastic ball. It looks very similar in size to something you might find with a massage gun. This ball just places inside that cam lock. Now this also has the ability to spin, so on one end, there's just a small locking mechanism that you just slide in, and that holds this in place once you're ready to use the trigger point aspect of it. Now again, this is a tension rod, so all you have to do is just twist it in order to adjust it to the size of your door frame. It does fit between 26 and 36 inches. This whole device weighs 10.2 pounds. And if you're interested in this one is $99. It also comes with a quick step guide. It's just 5 steps. This is the only instructions that come with it. There's a lot of great videos online for this one specifically, but that's everything that comes with the regular mobility wall. Now I'll take a look at what comes with the mobility wall Pro. So with the mobility wall Pro series, again, the device comes fully assembled out of the box. You'll see the biggest difference with this one is the rollers themselves are a much more aggressive looking roller. This roller is once again in a high density EVA foam, but it's designed for more of a deep tissue use. You see it's got these aggressive nubs on it. These also have the mobility wall logo on them. Both of these rollers again are free moving along a metal tension rod. You again have the same L bracket on the end with the rubber feet inside. You have the same trigger point attachment in the center, but the biggest difference here with the trigger point is that you get some additional attachments. So not only do you have the same hard plastic ball that came with the regular mobility wall, but you also have a larger ball. So this is probably double the size. You also have a bullet head attachment and a fork head attachment. So this is what the bullet head attachment looks like. This is what the fork head attachment looks like. Again, these are all hard plastic, and they're the same things you would get with a massage gun, only these aren't gonna percuss back and forth. They're just designed for stationary use in a trigger point setting. Now again, this does have the ability to move just like the one on the regular mobility wall does, but your locking mechanism is just a little bit more aggressive. You've got a metal tooth that slides in on the end here, and then you've got a cam lock that can lock it in place. Just holds it a little bit more sturdy. Again, this is a 10.2 pound device. It does fit the same door frames as the regular mobility wall, so you can go from 26 inches to 36 inches. The price of this one is $149. So the biggest difference again between this one and the regular mobility wall is you got a more aggressive roller and you have some additional attachments with a stronger locking mechanism. You do get the same quick start guide. So it's just a 5-step process. Download the app, how to set it up, how to get started, and how to roll with it. So with that, I am gonna go ahead and show you guys how to attach this to your door frame. I personally prefer the more aggressive one, so I'm gonna show everything in the rest of this video with the Pro Series mobility wall. So in order to install the mobility wall, the process is actually very easy and intuitive. There is some directions just written right on the device. So at the end of the L brackets, there's some directional arrows that just say spin to extend. On either side of the rollers, there's some plastic knobs that just say twist to tighten. So the first step is just to twist the L brackets till you get really close to the width of your door frame. Then once you get to that point, you just use the plastic knobs on either side here just to tighten it in. Now when you're doing that, try to align the rollers as best as you can with the center of your door frame. So you can put this at any height. I'm just gonna start at kind of back height here. So I've got it measured out for my frame. Then all I need to do is just twist the plastic knobs here and tighten it, and it'll hold it in place. Now you don't have to do it super tight. It's gonna be very sturdy and firm. This is just if you want to do the back. I'm just going to start with this, but you can put this at any height you want. You can go high, you can go low. I'll show a few different exercises that you can do, but this is really about figuring out what's right for you. It's really about finding that spot that's sore on you. You can move it up, you can move it down, you can go side to side with it. You can bring in the trigger point tools, but this is just how you go ahead and get it set up. Once we get into that point and set up, then you can really just roll any part of your body. Now, something that is important to make note of before you do get started rolling is to pay attention to which side of your door frame these brackets are on. You always want your pressure to be going into the door frame. So for example, you don't want to have your pressure coming outward. If you do that, these brackets are going to pop off. So you want to make sure anytime you're rolling, you're always paying attention to which side of the door frame you're applying that pressure. So it should be always going into the device and into that door frame. Now, the biggest advantage of this roller from a standard foam roller does come down to that pressure. So with a standard foam roller, if you really think about it, the only option you have is downward pressure, just with your body up against the foam roller working with gravity. Now you have a little bit of ability if you want to lift your body off in any particular area, but you really don't have a lot of range. It's either all or nothing in terms of pressure. The difference between a regular foam roller and this is that all of your pressure with the mobility wall is upward and inward. So there's no downward pressure ever applied to this. And with that upward and inward pressure, you can really go all or nothing and everything in between. And what I mean by that is that you're always able to apply more pressure just by easing into it or easing off of it, and you can find that kind of perfect comfort level for you. So that's the one thing that I love about this compared to a regular foam roller, is that I can really just find that perfect balance of pressure for no matter what area of the body I'm trying to target. So once you're ready to go ahead and get started, it's really a 3-step process. I'm gonna start by targeting my right lat. Now I'm gonna use, again, the Mobility Wall Pro Series, just because I've got these nubs on it. I'm gonna really use those to target my lat. Now again, remember, this is upward and inward pressure, so a lot of this is gonna be driven by my legs and my core. Now what you wanna do to get started is just go ahead and kind of scan your muscle and find a spot that you really wanna work with. Once you find that spot, again, I'm driving pressure in, I'm controlling all that onto the roller myself with my core and my legs. Once I find that spot, kind of take 2 deep breaths and relax. And then what you can really do is a lot of different things. So I'm gonna find one spot here, and now you can either do dynamic movement, so I can go up, I can go back, I can extend my arm, I can kind of go in this whole space and work one specific area, or I can do what's called shearing, which is just kind of a back and forth movement along my lat. I can turn my body. Now think of trying to do this on a regular foam roller. You would not be able to do this laying down with all of gravity and all of your body weight up against a roller on the ground. It'd be so much pressure, it'd be aggressive. You wouldn't be able to work around kind of this whole area of space and that 3-dimensional space. If the ground was here on the other side, I wouldn't be able to extend my arm in. I couldn't do any of this motion behind me into the door frame. So that's really the huge benefit of this roller. And just as you kind of go through there, you can just do all kinds of different dynamic movements. And something that's really cool about this that I think, compared to, if I were to go to a massage therapist and I've got this one little spot that I'm trying to find, and I could be there for an hour session and they might not ever even hit that spot. Having this, I can just bounce around, I can get the right amount of pressure in the exact spot and just kind of go, oh yeah, that spot feels good, and then just target it for as long as I want and get as aggressive with it I want, get as gentle with it as I want, do all kinds of different things. It's all about finding what feels good for you and just kind of finding that pressure level and comfort by taking your legs into it and off of it, just to make sure that that pressure is exactly how you want it. Now I'm just targeting my lats here. You can obviously target any different part of your body. Mobility Wall does have an awesome app. They call it an app. It's really just kind of a mobile web page, but they've got all kinds of videos on how to target different parts of your body. I'm just gonna show kind of a quick montage here of me just using this in a bunch of different parts of my body. I had some Achilles tendon issues, so I tore my Achilles tendon about 1.5 years ago. So I've really been nailing my Achilles and my gastrocnemius with this. I've got a lot of tight IT bands. You can do all that. Again, the important thing to remember is that you're always doing upward and inward pressure. And you're always going into the door frame against these L brackets. So that's really the only thing you have to keep in mind. So I'll do a quick montage here and you get to see how to use this in a couple different ways on different parts of your body. So I hope that just provides a quick overview of what this tool is all capable of doing and how many different ways you can use it to target different parts of your body. Obviously, I'm not a professional. I'm just moving around and finding areas and doing things that feel good and feel like they're helping my body. I would assume that's what most of you are gonna be like as well. And I think that's the great thing about this tool is that you don't really need a lot of guidance. It's just moving around and finding a spot that feels good and feels like it's giving you relief. However, if there is specific areas that you want to target and you maybe want to see how a professional would target, I would definitely recommend just taking a look at that app or that mobile page and watching some of those videos. Before I wrap up this video, I just want to offer a couple other pieces of information about it. I think one of the cool things about this is that you can really just store it in your door frame at all times. So, I've got this at my back level now. When I'm ready to store it, I can just put it above my head on the door frame and just leave it there. And there it is, the store. I can walk through my door. I can close my door still and it's not gonna be interfered by that. So quick little way to store it there. Something else that I forgot to mention with it earlier, it does come with a 1-year warranty. There is also a case available for this. So for $20, you can buy this carrying case. It's got a nice sturdy handle on it. It's got a little pouch in the front for all the attachments. So if you are gonna be going on the road with this or you wanna travel with it, they do have that case available. The case is $20. If I were to offer a few pieces of criticism for this tool, I think the first thing, I wish there was some sort of level on it. So when you are putting it in your door frame, it is relatively easy to put in, but it can easily just be a little bit crooked. If there was just a little bubble level that was in the center of it, I think that would help just in lining it up to begin with. I think if there was a place to store the trigger attachments on the door frame as well, so if I'm gonna store this here, even if there was just a little knob or something in the L frame that I could just stick all the ball attachments in, that'd be a cool little addition. And then I guess one way that I could think that this could maybe evolve in the future is that vibrating foam rollers have become really popular. So perhaps we can get some vibrating rollers on this in the future and introduce vibration therapy into that trigger point and foam rolling therapy. I do think that would probably be a little bit loud with the door frame, but just trying to think of ways that this device could be potentially improved. Other than that, the things that I really love about this, I love the versatility in terms of what you can target, how you can target different heights, different areas, 3D space, dynamic movement, different levels of pressure. I think that's awesome. I absolutely love that you don't have to be on the ground to do this. Traditional foam rolling, you gotta be rolling on the ground. It can be difficult to get up and get down and target spots. You can't target your shoulders or your neck really on a foam roller. So that's awesome. Honestly, who likes laying on the ground to begin with? So I think that's a big plus. And then lastly, it's just super easy to use and super easy to set up. And I just think it's a great tool. I think there's too many people out there these days that have just gotten comfortable and living with pain. And I think people need to get to a spot where they start to build in a habit of taking care of themselves. And I think the recovery space has come a long way when you've got tools that are focused on mental health, you've got massage guns, different things like that. I just think something like this is a great tool just that people can add into their repertoire. So the mobility wall kind of encourages that habit of self-care. You've got it in your door frame, just walk by and hit different parts of your body that are bothering you and just take care of things before they become a bigger issue. So overall, that's just a quick look at the mobility wall. If you guys have questions about this device specifically, go ahead and drop it down in the comments below. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel so I can make more videos like this in the future. Otherwise, that's mobility wall. That's a review. Enjoy your recovery.